We'll just give everyone another minute or so. So just to recap for those that weren't in the room when I was explaining, Google Street View is an app that I'd like you to download on your iPhone or your Android phone. Farm VR, that's available on the App Store. For those that are on Android, Farm VR does have a glitch, a small glitch which will be fixed in the next couple of days. It doesn't add an icon to your home screen. So when you're trying to find it after you've installed it, the way that you find it is you go via the Play Store, okay? And then it'll say click. I'll have that fixed in a couple of days. Apologies for that. It was working last week. And another one, the screen at the start. I know. And some of you have got well, it's not your fault. It doesn't expand and contract to accept the user policy at the start. I put the user policy in because I thought it'd be a nice thing to do, and now it's causing trouble. So I'll have to fix that as well. Just so everyone knows, if you're having trouble, I've got 5 devices up here I can hand out, and you can use those as well as part of it. All right, I'm very mindful of time. I know how it is at these conferences. In the back of my mind, we are running behind. Have we worked out how we're going to handle that? I'm going to speak for X amount of time. We've just had a short break. I think we're cutting into morning tea a little bit.
So we're going to push morning tea back 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to cut into your lunch.
Wow. So sorry, I mean, it's out of my control, but all right, I have action. All right, everyone, so today's a little bit different. Thanks for your attention. Again, this is a workshop, so the difference really being that you are going to get hands-on. Yesterday was a bit about the technology, what's available. I showed you a few bells and whistles. I will be diving into 2 specific topics today, and really I'll be getting off the stage and coming down and helping you. You'll be wandering around, you'll be using your phones, you'll be using your cardboards that you've got, and my ambition is you'll be able to have the skills and confidence to go back to your schools to start to use some of this. I firstly want to thank the Australian Wool Innovation. They were the ones that flew me down here, and greatly appreciate them putting their neck out and supporting innovation in, I guess, the digital agriculture. These are the apps, and the good news is that I've uploaded these to, if you have a look at your handout, you'll see there's one that's got a staple on it. You'll see the links at the top. So yesterday's keynote is available at that link if you want to get that. Today's slides are available on the next link down. And when I get really technical, I'm going to get behind the wheel, I'm going to record my computer screen. So you'll be able to hear my voice, and I will be demonstrating some tools, and then I'll upload that to YouTube, and you can go back and revisit the technical side of what I'm going to teach as well. So the hard work's done for you. You can just have a bit of fun and see how you go. So that's it, to help you create some immersive education. I don't use words like virtual reality and augmented reality. We're using the word immersive education, and that's really, I want you to get your head in that space. Being able to adopt that in your classroom is going to make you cutting edge, it's going to make you innovative, it's going to make the classroom exciting, it's going to push you as well. Don't forget what immersive means. It means that we're surrounded by a digital world. I'm going to be teaching you how to surround your students in a digital world. And the first one is Google Street View. It's one of my favorite apps. It's free, it's easy to use, and hopefully by now most of you have downloaded it. What it allows you to do is to create a 360-degree photo, but it's not a panorama, that's just one level. We're going to be going up to the sun and down to the grass. We're going to be taking a full sphere of our environment. Now, I did mention that some of you may not want to use your phones, but if you have students that are allowed to bring phones to school, then you could even encourage them to download this app and start using it. And a few of you in the room are starting to do that already. I've spoken to you. But you can buy these cameras. I mentioned them yesterday. I'll just quickly give them another plug. This is one of them up on stage here. So you can get these online. I brought mine online, but I think you can go to something like a JB and buy them. This is a Samsung Gear 360. It's got 2 lenses, 180, 180, 360. And what I do is I synchronize my phone, my Android phone in my pocket, It has the ability to talk to the, the camera, and I've got an app on my phone. I won't take another photo, but I can literally go click. So that does a lot of the hard work, and that's $250. It's not a bad investment for a school to be able to get that. $189, wow. This exact model? Excellent. There you go, under $200 now. This is a 4K camera too, so it takes an okay resolution. The good thing about this is if you wanted to put it into a tractor cab, I even went into preg testing sheep, you know, that little shade shelter they get in when they're looking at the probe. You know, it's got the ability to take such a nice little area as well. The one on the right is also a good model. In fact, there's a later model coming out. It's out now. It's called the Theta X, I believe, or something like that. And again, that's just another brand to consider. Now, you'll need a Google Cardboard to be able to view this. You've been given that by Wool Innovation, and you've got that in your hand today. So the camera and the cardboard go hand in hand. Or if you wanted to upgrade, don't forget, you can get yourself a headset like this. This is the Storm 3. This is $40. And I buy mine from amazingvr.com.au. It's in your notes. And so you can get these delivered directly to your school, and maybe you might be interested in buying a class set, just a little bit more robust, and so forth. All right, time to learn the app. So I'm going to I'll bring my phone up on the screen. Emily, out there against the wall is my iPhone getting charged on the ground, so just up against the wall. If you want to boot up the Google Cardboard app, on your actual screen, if you haven't used it before, it'll probably have in the bottom right-hand corner a little round camera icon. I think it's yellow, and when you click it, you should see 3 little dots. One will say something like import and so forth. You want to be selecting the one down the bottom again. Thanks, Emily. Now, if you haven't used this app before, I'll see if I can bring it up on the screen. It's sometimes easier if I show mine. Okay, I'm pushing that down in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm pushing it again. Now, some of you may have a screen that'll say, can this app access your phone's camera? Some of you may even have a little tutorial. I think it's got a red background. You need to skip that, until you get up to this particular screen. Now, some really big tips. Let's just say that this is a tree. Let's just say that this could be a shed. If you stand too close to the shed, if you stand too close to the tree, not good. So you need to give yourself a few meters. You need to give yourself breathing space, elbows in, okay? And hold the device up straight and just put that circle in the circle. And you just wait. Okay? First one takes a little bit. The darker the environment, the slower the process. But now you can just literally move. And all I do is just move my feet. I hold it straight and I just move it around. Now, I'm going to get you guys to go out and take some photos in a minute, but just some tips before you do it. First of all, have a look down the bottom where the tick is. You'll see it's slowly moving around, and at the moment it's at 3 o'clock. Okay? Now, the next tip is you need to go up and find the dots again. Now, some of you have already done this before, and you may want to help some others who haven't. But I think the best way is to do a full circle, all right? And then you go and do the next layer. So what I want you to do now, I'm not going to keep going here. I want you to go somewhere within the tramways facility. I'm going to get some of you to add this to Google. That's the next step after you get back. So really take your time. Maybe find somewhere where you think's a really good spot to take some photos. Maybe some go out to the car park. Maybe someone do something at reception. Maybe someone go into where we have the lunch. Someone go next door. I'd love some people, or 1 or 2 to stand here, a couple down the front. All right, so stage 1 complete. And well done on that. Well done on that, everybody, because what you've done right there is taken potentially your first 360 photo. You may have done some panoramas before, but this time you went up and you went down and you took your whole environment. Okay, great. Good lesson to learn. So now, what do we do with that? So the first thing I can tell you, up on the screen here, you'll see my phone. Come on, you can do it. Is that you need to slide it up. I can't, it's not, yeah, I'll just have to bring it up again. Don't publish it. Okay, so what you need to do is you slide up the thumbnail and then you just push the actual image itself with your finger and it should open up full. Okay? Come on. And yours should open up, but mine's not. So I'm just going to see what else I've got to use for the purpose of the lesson. Come on. Just bring anything up. God. I'll get something a bit more exciting than that. All right. So once you've got your image brought up, you should be able to flip your phone to landscape and then tap the image. And it should open it up in a full screen for you. Now, what you can do is you can move it with your thumb or your finger and you should be able to spin it around. All right? So some of you are moving it, I'm watching you. Some of you have done this before and I respect that. Just helping everybody keep up. Now, the next thing is when you tap the image, have a look in the right-hand corner. There's 3 logos. The first one I want you to tap is the round circle. It's the compass. Touch the round circle. And now move your phone without actually touching it. Just spin it around you. All right, you're doing really well. So this is, I guess, single VR. You're inside the photo here. And some of you have got iPads, but a lot of your students might have iPads. This is very dramatic with an iPad, and they do love it. So you're standing actually in the picture. Now, is everyone looking at your own picture? All right, get ready. This is probably the best part. Click on the image itself. Now I want you to tap on the second logo in, and that's the Google Cardboard one. Now what will happen is it'll say, like up here on the screen, and then you should go into what's called VR or twin VR. So this is the point in time where you want to put your phone into your Google Cardboard. Have we got a spare one for someone down the front, if that's okay? Oh, sorry, Alicia. Now I'm going to put mine in my cardboard. Okay? And what I'm doing here is I'm now looking at a photo that I took. You got this, Emily? Yep, okay. All right, so now you're actually immersed in your own photo. Some of you may have to close one eye. I have to. You'll also see a little white line, and you line that up with the inside of the cardboard. There's like a little notch. And so if you line that up with that little notch, you sometimes have a little bit better success. Again, it'll depend on the screen size of your phone. It'll depend on a lot of things. But just understand that you're now immersed in a 360 photo. Yeah. Just another 1 minute on that, just to have a quick little look.
Yeah, we couldn't get the picture to come up itself. It's got there. How do you...
Tap there, it should come up. It's just a bit temperamental.
Oh, all right. That's what she was doing. It wasn't working.
All right. Very, very, very good. So you're actually looking at your own photo. A few of you went outside, of course, and a few people up the back were already using Google Cardboard to look at other things. See, that's the beautiful thing about Street View. You can now go to any place in the world and do exactly what you're doing right now. So if you want to, understand that you can use Google Street View to search anywhere in the world. So you just go up to the top where it says Search Street View, and then you just type it out. You could type Antarctica or something like that if you wanted to go to Antarctica, etc. You have to go click the X. Is that your own photo? Yeah. Did you take everything and did the tick go green? Yeah, you occasionally get that glitch, all right? You need to, yeah, sometimes you need to take that photo again. All right, next lesson. Next lesson, I'm going to keep moving. So the next lesson is this. You've got the photo on your phone. That's okay. You might have to hand your own phone around in class, but it's not ideal, really. You really want to make sure that other people can access it on their phone or on their computer. So if you note on your screen, you may see something that says pick a map listing. Pick a map listing. You may have to push the back arrow to get back to it. You may have to do a few things. Just see if I'll bring it up here on screen. I've got a backup copy here, so. But you'll see something like this. Pick a map listing. Now when you click that grey area, sometimes it's blue, but when you click that, it should bring up all of the locations that are around you. It might bring up the tramways. I think mine brought up a few other things in Tassie and Launceston. You'll need to have your settings on so it knows where you're standing. But if you type in, say, the name of your school, I don't want you to finalise this, but if you just type in, say, the tramways now, or type in the name of your school, it should bring up a Google My Business listing, or should bring up a Google Map listing. All right, see if I can do it up here on the screen. Tram sheds, sorry. Okay. So I'll bring it up here so you can see. This is an important part because if you want to add your photo to Google, then you'll need to click on pick a map listing, and then you'll need to find your school, your farm, your business, and so forth. What's really interesting is that I was working with one school. They're called Burnett State College up in Queensland. And they got their students to go around and take some 360 photos of their school. So they went and did the gymnasium, they went and did the quadrangle, they went and did the outside here, and then they uploaded it to Google. And what they did is they picked a map listing. And that's how it works. So when I go into Google now, let me just bring it up, and I do a search on Google Maps. If I do a search on Burnett State College, I think it was called. And I do a search on Google Maps. What I can do here is I can now click on these images. And it goes straight down into the school. And I can check out that facility. So you can do this at your farm. You know, you might have an agricultural school where you've got some pretty cool things you want to showcase, and you'll be able to showcase these on Google Maps. And people can go in here and they can also use the Google Street View app to view it. So these have all been taken by some students. There's my coach actually parked in the area. So I've been right around Australia, and what's interesting to see is how many I've sort of collected over the years. And at the moment, these are all my 360 tours from around Australia. And in total, I've had over 11 million views of these tours. So there is a bit of I guess there is an industry, a market for this sort of stuff as well. Pardon? You have to publish it next, but don't publish it now if you don't feel comfortable. I don't know what the photo is of. You pinned it to the tram sheds?
Museum, yeah.
The museum?
Yep.
Is it a 360 of the museum?
360,
Up you go. Yeah. So you just click publish to Google. There should be a little up arrow.
It says you have to be connected to the Wi-Fi network to publish.
Okay. Yeah, you can overwrite that setting under the settings in Google Street View. It allows you to publish and upload using data, not just Wi-Fi, under settings.